Hello, everyone. I'm Juliette Dragus.
I'm Val Lego.
And I'm Kirk Montgomery. Midterm elections are well underway, and we are just 3 hours away from the polls closing.
We have crews spread out across Michigan tonight, covering the major races to watch. First up, the race for governor. Keely Lovern is in Detroit with Governor Gretchen Whitmer's campaign, and Charlie Tinker is in Grand Rapids with Tudor Dixon's camp. Also, Andrea Flores is covering the race for Attorney General and Secretary of State in Novi.
And in Grand Rapids, Carla Byron and Nate Belt are covering the 3rd Congressional District race between Hillary Skolton and John Gibbs. Jamal Spencer is covering the latest on the state Senate races. And our Micah Cho will have the update from the county clerks on the ballot counting process.
But we begin our election coverage with the race between current Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Republican Tudor Dixon.
Keely Lovern's live in Detroit now with the Whitmer campaign.
And Keely, what's the energy like there tonight?
Well, good afternoon, you guys. Energy, still kind of low right now. We know today's a really high emotion day, a lot of anticipation. You can see behind me the stage just getting set up. They're actually steaming that American flag back there. And later, that is where Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist will take the stage for their campaign watch party this evening. This is at the Motor City Casino and Hotel in downtown Detroit. So over the past several weeks, Governor Gretchen Whitmer and the Lieutenant Governor have been busy making their rounds across the state of Michigan to spearhead a final push for support and encourage Michiganders to get out and vote. Now, when we spoke to the governor in a one-on-one interview yesterday, she didn't seem too concerned over tight pre-election polls done by Signal, telling us she's not surprised by a close race, especially in a place like Michigan. And that either way, she and the lieutenant governor are feeling energized for their campaign and said this here in Detroit just a few hours ago.
Everyone is tired of all the ads and all the, kind of barrage of political information, and yet it's just such a high-stakes election. That's why we're working so hard. That's why the centerpiece of the work that we've done for the last 4 years has been about putting people first. We're making real progress in Michigan. We can't afford to go back now, and that's why we're working so hard to make sure people get out and vote.
The governor also praised her work in education, job creation, and fixing the roads, and defended her handling of the COVID-19 pandemic, saying that she worked hard with experts and made decisions that weren't always easy, and they weighed heavily on her, but it was to save lives. So again, we are live here at the Motor City Casino and Hotel in downtown Detroit, where in just a few hours, the governor and lieutenant governor are set to take the stage as the polls start to close around Michigan, and we will bring you the latest from right here in Detroit. Reporting live, Keely Lovern, 13 on your side.
On the other side of the aisle and the other side of the state, GOP challenger Tudor Dixon will be watching results come in from downtown Grand Rapids.
And that's where our Charlie Tinker joins us from.
Outside of the JW area, where the doors will be open in just about an hour, Charlie.
Hey guys, yeah, as Keely mentioned, it's a very high energy kind of day, a very emotional day. You got to remember this comes at the tail end of months and months of campaigning. A lot of work goes into these political campaigns. It's mostly been folks milling about asking us what's going on, but we have seen a few Dixon staffers before doors open here at 6. So just a little while yet until things get going on. But walking you through what we've seen up to this point, both candidates, of course, vying for every ounce of support they can possibly muster. It's a very close race, one that's gotten narrower even in just the last few days. We saw both canvassing, crisscrossing the state with appearances through the weekend, all leading up to this in the run-up to this moment. Very critical. The challenge for Dixon, of course, right out of the gate, remember, was a lack of name recognition that's changed in the last month or so from about the first debate when voters got that first real sense of Tudor Dixon, the candidate. Yesterday in Springfield, she thanked her opponent for that.
We've got to kind of thank Gretchen, because when I first came out of the primary, I had these little reporters come up to me and they're like, how do you think you could possibly go up against Gretchen Whitmer? You're not a career politician. Yeah. You don't have the name ID across the state. You're not going to be able to do this. And I was like, you know what? Don't worry. Everyone in this state is going to know my name, and Gretchen Whitmer's going to pay for it.
So again, they will let us inside in just a short while. That's what we're told. It's not clear when exactly Dixon will arrive and when this viewing party will get going in earnest. Again, expected to watch the results come in here at the JW Marriott in downtown Grand Rapids. Polls, of course, just a few hours away from closing on this critical midterm election, and we will stay here live, keeping you posted as everything gets thrown into motion tonight. Guys?